DeMond Williams in this situation at Washington is, ladies and gentlemen, a train wreck. Okay. And it's one of these things that happen in our sport that we all look at, and every one of us says to themselves, well, that's not great. We should certainly not be doing that. Like Lane Kiffin leaving right before the playoff, like DeMond Williams signing at Washington, and then the next week jumping into the transfer portal. It's like, well, hold on. That's not the intent of all of this stuff. And obviously, we need to change some things in order to fix that. He re-signs for reportedly a top dollar amount. So you can at least assume that that's something in the neighborhood of $4 million. That's what the report was, although we don't know officially. And then he announced he's jumping into the transfer portal. That's a problem. Even his agency knows that that's a problem. And so they ended up dumping him and moving away from that relationship. It was the Wasserman Group. And the style and the manner in which it happened, there was a memorial service for another Husky athlete going on, and this news broke during the memorial. It's awful. The whole thing is awful. And he's going to have to try to repair those relationships because, rightly so, somebody finally looked at the contract. And it was pretty ironclad. I mean, these teams and programs are not dummies. They're going to make contracts that are binding, at least for the year that you sign them. And somebody said, yeah, you know what, you probably need to go back because this is not, one, a good look, and two, you can't do that without paying a huge buyout. And so now he's going to be back at Washington, and now Jedd Fisch has a problem on his hands because now the trust is broken between his quarterback and his team and the fan base, and maybe even some of the coaching staff. He went on to say, I support him, and we will work together to begin the process of repairing relationships and regaining the trust of the Husky community. That's a tough deal. And it's a situation that we need to avoid in college football. We need to avoid this.